Hello and good evening. Welcome to the Life of Die. Here we are with just a collection of nerds who love to gather around on a Wednesday night and play D&D. We're here playing The Curse of Strahd, a gothic horror story filled with more trauma than the time that I was being babysat by my aunt at age 7, and she allowed me to watch the movie for the night with her and her boyfriend. And getting ready, told me it was just like Ghostbusters, and it turned out to be Nightmare on Elm Street. Trauma in a nutshell. We're here for our cast of characters who dare to fight the vampire overlords. Sitting here tonight, we have Fliss as Dami, Layla as Reaper. My script has gone all over the place.
You forgot your characters, dude.
No. Layla as Reaper, Mike B as Blanche, Mike H as Light, Lee as Erebus, and Lewis as Bulky. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
If
Hello,
you
guys.
can.
Hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
We've got one of our cast of characters whose voice is not on the good side, so we'll try and make her do as little speaking as possible. But as usual, we'll fight through the pain, the technology issues, the works. All right. Nothing else that we need to address at all, guys, before we start, or
No, but I do think it's quite funny that tomorrow I will be doing fire warden training. So it will be my job to stop and put out fires.
you're playing a fire genasi. The
I
opposite
have
of
burned down
putting out
3
fires.
buildings so far. So hopefully that won't happen when I'm trained.
All right, without further ado, let's begin.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
No, gonna with disadvantage. So, begin tonight's episode of. Oh God, I nearly went Matt Mercer then. Copyright. Curse of Strahd. So, on the last we left off, the party had journeyed to Jesper Hill to rescue the members of the Martigov family from the dreaded Kavanian druids and barbarians. When reaching the hill, they saw a ritual being performed. The head druid had forced Stefania to divulge their secret into turning into were-ravens, while forcing her to watch her son, Claudio, to be sacrificed to Wintersplinter, this giant carnivorous tree that the druids were raising to be an animated bulldozing force to tear down any civilization in Barovia. You jumped in and attacked them and put one hell of a fight, very long, but things began to look bad when Strahd himself appeared on his nightmare. But you were saved by a mysterious old mage, and his powers managed to rid the vampire away, and you beat the druids. Bolgi managed to climb this giant effigy of Strahd and reclaim the blood spear from it. The were-ravens showed up, showed their appreciation for saving the rest of the family. The mysterious old stranger presented books of power to you all. And Dami, in her wee investigation skills, caught a glimpse of what seemed impossible. A spell book that was in the mage's possession was now in his, that once belonged to Victor, but this book was now much older. And the mage smiled, and when pushed for questioning, he kind of admitted that he was the long lost Victor. And that's where we left off.
Okay, so I would still have the book open to the page. Kid,
I haven't heard you call
what happened?
anyone call me that. I fucked up. I really fucked up. The spell was meant to transport me out of that place.
You've heard
I
of
messed
the
up.
Mad Mage.
Oh, yes. Even even I've told you the story, I think. So long ago now. I told you of him trying to dare to fight Strahd and got himself pushed into a ravine over the edge of a cliff, over a waterfall. That's when I really did know I was actually the Mad Mage himself. I'd gone back in time. I messed up that spell to teleport myself out of here. Maybe a couple of runes out. Before I knew it, I was in exactly the same place. No circus tent there, though, or hut on spindly legs. Just an abandoned village. I went back to Vallaki, wondering where everyone was, wondering what was going on. I didn't recognize a single soul there. And when I asked for my father, well, I didn't recognize the people who owned the mansion. But when I asked the name, they pointed at a little child. It was then I knew what had happened. And also, I like to think I'm a little bit smart. I also knew that trying to interrupt with timelines was lethal. So I isolated
And
myself.
I'll close the book. And I'll turn it over. And just look at how, like, old it looks. How long?
About 50 years. And he just holds up his hands. The last you saw, these were very young, pale, smooth hands. They are now slightly tanned, withered, wrinkled, hairy knuckled. Where did these young hands go? Ones that I shook hands with you. I raised a cat for you. I used to hold Stella with the younger hands. I still think about her.
And I'll cast Silent Image over him, like his hands and probably his face, just of what I remember from 2 days ago being
Yep,
this kid.
it would have been 2 days ago for you. How do I look?
Hey, kid.
I'm
Alone?
so sorry. I shouldn't have ran. I'm so sorry.
And I'll hold his hands.
I was a coward.
Oh, hey,
I was
don't.
a young, stupid, fucking coward. She got to me, and I ran away. Ran so far away. So far in time.
I don't. Erebus!
At this point, I'm still kind of tending to my own wounds, and I'll stand up and I'll make my way over.
And I'll drop the illusion.
Would I have overheard what the conversation was, or?
If you wanted to, he wasn't really hiding it.
To be fair, I can probably put two and two together. Victor. My, you've grown.
He's been alone for 50 years.
Yes. I understand that feeling. Yeah, not 50. So.
Hmm.
Victor,
Yes.
you've been alone, but there's something more important that you've done. You've survived. You have come
Right.
to us today. You have proven, more than proven, to all of us and to yourself that you are a wizard, boy. You're great, powerful, and you're very good at blasting horses.
Well, I learned a few tricks and from my last mistake. You see,
We all
was with a bunch of adventurers.
And
Is it just me, or does Reaper look a little different?
I was just gonna say, think of yourself as a fully fledged member. We've all seemed to have gone under some form of transformation or other. You just happen to go back in time to get yours.
He walks up to you, Reaper, and he is kind of looking at you a little like curious. And it's a little weird because now he's taller. He may be a lot older, a lot hairier, but the eyes are still the same. Those sort of golden eyes he had. And he kind of smiles a bit, going, "You look awesome."
And you look wise.
Well, definitely the wisdom. Don't ever fight Strahd on the edge of a waterfall. He teaches you how to fly.
I clap him on the shoulder and give him a cheeky smile.
Nah. See, the dwarf still hasn't got her eyesight back.
We're working on it.
No. Well, it's also good to see you two, Light.
You too. And if you ever do fight Strahd on a waterfall again, we'll all do it together.
Well, I've met a few wandering groups here and there who've asked for my help to fight Strahd. This lot pissed off without me. Left me to fight him on my own. So they were the one adventuring party I didn't mind seeing their graves. I think you may have seen them. There's a crossroad near Barovia village where they're buried. Let's just say that there's the set of gallows that I personally put there myself. Nah, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. When you're
Well,
on your own,
I'm gonna just look. I'm just gonna look at Erebus. You should have stopped this.
I should have stopped this.
I'm just gonna
You're so
turn
wise in
and
magic.
drop my jaw in front of Dami. My jaw's just gonna drop.
That kid was relying on you. You should have stopped it. And I'll
No.
start walking away.
Dami! Dami!
Right.
I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, down.
Before she gets too far away, I'll use my telepathy because it's only 30 feet and just say, don't go too far.
Erebus, I want you to make this known clear. I was young, I was afraid. I didn't have the courage that you all had facing a witch and a giant hut on chicken legs. Now that I say that out loud, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. I was afraid of a hut with giant chicken legs. I
Well,
deserved everything
Victor.
I got running away.
Victor.
Hmm.
Nobody deserves that. Least of all
Hut
you.
with giant.
Look,
Oh, well.
what she says has some truth to it. I could have stopped you. I could have done a lot of things. And I still can. But once again, all that matters in this moment is that you have pushed through, and you are here today.
I had to survive. I knew I had to wait and wait the long way to find you all and redeem myself. And in the meantime, and he holds up his book and just shows you a lot of spells that he has been collecting throughout the years. I grew powerful in time. Came up with a lot of spells that hopefully should be ready. I mean, I did try and fight Strahd again and again with more adventuring groups here and there, but I always knew I had to wait for you and the others. This time, it's either do or die. No running away this time. We're
I
going.
don't think any of us can run away this time.
Nah. Even if I die trying.
You'll be with us.
By the way, what's Bolgi doing over there just kneeling with a staff and a spear on the ground?
Let's leave him be for now.
Meanwhile, Bolgi, if I do remember, you were kneeling down just meditating with
Yeah.
these, weren't you?
Yeah, so upon hearing Urki and what appeared to be the spear both talking to me, Bolgi just collapsed with spear in one hand and staff in the other, just looking at them.
The voices sound like distant whispers in your mind. And just says, join us. Join us. We are one. Gulthias and Bloodspear together. Join us. Make us one. We will help you. But these voices sound like multiple voices in your head. Not just...
Do any of them still sound like Urki, or is it just these?
It's various voices, males, females, deep voices, high voices, young voices, old voices. You've kind of almost put two and two together and may think that these are the trapped souls. The same souls perhaps that you saw so many nights ago outside the tavern, walking up to the castle.
Bolgi's just going to slam them together.
As you do
They're both
that,
brick.
Yeah.
it makes the wood on wood sound like drumsticks clashing together, but then this bright green light just flashes out. Everyone who's sort of around you, the party, the Martikovs, just kind of flinch for a moment as this green light, and for a moment you feel like you're potentially blinded, but then your eyesight just begins to reduce down. You're holding the two together, and for a moment the two becomes one, and in your hands, before you can even get your sight back, what you feel in your hands just feels like pure wild energy. And when your eyes become back, you're looking at a very beautiful oak staff with various bits of plant life on the end of it. The dead wood of the Gulthias staff and the blood of the spear merged to one gives you this.
Mate,
Oh my god, that is a lot.
that is a...
I'm just watching Lewis's face just...
He's in tears.
Sorry, I'm a really slow reader.
That's okay.
I'm
Well,
a
but the
speed
voice-
reader and I want that stuff.
but then the voices single out, and then the one voice that you recognize as a gnome. Don't think you're doing this alone, brother.
Well, shit, it's just heartbreak all round tonight, isn't it?
We tried to do right by you, Urki.
And it's almost warm to the touch. And you do feel this was what you came here for. This was what your dream meant. This is what your card meant. So, Bolgi cherishes this alive staff. Is there anything anybody wants to do?
I'll take out. Like, I'll walk up to Victor and take out the green gem out of my pocket.
No.
I believe you wanted to trade.
Ah. Which one? For both?
I thought it was for both, actually.
Come on, we're old friends, you and I. And he just gives you the $2.
I'll
There
hand
is a
the-
third one I'm still looking for, but this is more than enough payment. That one.
a third
and
book
points
or a
to the
third
gold
gem.
one. Well, third of each. The third gem, from what I understand in lore, has been lost throughout the ages. There is a third book as well, I'm trying to find. This gold one here came from the Library of Kresk. Very unusual man, that abbot. Kind of suspect he was a vampire, but I didn't want to divulge too much into that. And that brown leather one there, I actually got from Castle Ravenloft itself.
So you went inside.
Yeah. I didn't come out with clean underwear. Let's just say to that.
I mean, it was pretty silly.
Very, more that there's this very crazy bride of Strahd.
Victor, do
Hello.
you remember what it looked like in there?
Various bits. I mean, it was a couple of decades ago when I went in there, but
Would you be able to map out anything you remember?
the first floor, well, the ground floor definitely. I always remember that bloody corridor with those suits of armor just standing there looking like they are just looking at you, thinking that they're going to strike at you at any moment. And there was also bits in the upper floor, like a library, where I got that book actually. And a very weird old ghost. And I call him weird because I get the feeling he didn't know he was dead. It was very funny, actually. Very funny.
A ghost.
Yeah. Well, it's to be expected. That was just one of the lighter points. I nearly died from a banshee scream.
Banshees.
So suits of
Aye.
armor that could quite possibly attack us. Banshees.
Well, I don't know if they didn't move. But you
Not
always got
then,
the feeling
but
they
they
were
may
looking.
now.
Yeah, there's always the chance.
Very true.
Anything you can remember, Victor, anything may help us when we go there. Remember, you've got vital info now. You've got one up on Strahd.
In some cases, yes. He also has what's called a heart of sorrow. A great, big, artificial heart made of crystal. That beating going on and on, I believe, it adds to his vitality.
So if we can destroy that crystal, we can destroy Strahd.
It's one of them.
How many?
But throughout my... Well, it's just the one. Believe me, you'll know it when you see it. But I don't think that's one thing that's protecting him. I've done a lot of research as well. I've been keeping myself very busy. And there's a name that crops up. Vampire. Something about the Lord of Blood.
Does that ring any bells?
Kind of like the darkness. The dark entity.
Yes. Might be one of the dark gods. But I've got a funny feeling that lies to the south in the Amber Temple. It's a place where I've been wanting to go, but I've not obtained any courage to go down there.
Funny thing, that.
Oh boy. Why am I not surprised?
We've
Well,
almost got everything, Victor.
I think there's literally only 2 places left for us to go. The Amber Temple and the tower up north, am I right?
Isn't there a well?
Ah. Ah, yes. Of course, you were mentioning about that tower. I've passed there a lot of the time. Been seeing a very old man there in a caravan and a tiger. That gorgeous lump of tiger right there, actually. Hello, Tiago. It is Tiago, isn't it, Reaper? I've tried to remember everyone's... Oh, brilliant. Been trying to remember everyone's names just to stay sane.
The man in the caravan. Victor, the man in the caravan.
Very withered, grim, almost looks like a man with no hope. But my God, can he swing a sword? He can swing a sword. But this is the weird thing. He has this hat. When he puts it on his head, he makes himself look like a very younger, handsomer looking man. Hat of disguise, the son of a bitch. I think I remember you talking about him once. That's why you stole his tiger. I
didn't steal the tiger. I liberated it from a piece of shit.
But then, bearing in mind, this is about a couple of months ago when I saw him, but I haven't seen him since. But there has been another person who's been going to that tower. A much younger lady, about your age.
Esmeralda.
I never got her name. But a Vistani woman dressed in orange and reds.
Sounds like Esmeralda.
Yes! I did notice she has the metal leg.
She knows the man you're talking about in the caravan as well.
Now I've wanted to go and say hello to these people. Especially the girl. Not for any reasons in particular. But she just seemed good. Like I could trust her.
If
word
you
of the
would
warning.
prefer to meet them at the tower, by all means.
I think it'd be quite interesting if you go to the tower now. I have snuck inside once or twice.
Why?
A lot of... That old man, he's got the noggin. And there are notes and stuff about his research as well. It'd be worth having a quick look at these research notes before we do anything rash, especially going to the Amber Temple or attacking Strahd again.
Oh, we have no intentions of taking him on early. We want to be fully prepared.
Good, good. That's what I like to hear. That's to know those... Has it really been 2 days when you last saw me?
Yeah.
Yup.
So you haven't missed me then?
Oh, we've missed you. We just don't show it very well as a party.
Well, besides one.
So
You may have to speak to Dami.
My social skills are a little all over the place at the moment, and
So are hers, but I'm sure
Yes.
she'll understand.
you know, it's getting late now. I think we should make up camp and have a quick, good look around if any of those Kavani druids come back. I don't think so. We destroyed the Gulthias tree. But best be safe. Besides, using those spells are very exhausting now as an old man. I have a word of warning for you lot. Once you start getting the clicks in the knees, it's downhill from there.
The joys
I
of being
believe
an
it.
elf.
Good point. Good point. Although, what's going to happen now that you've got a bit of lizard man, a bit of dragon?
I have yet to find out all of its secrets.
Beautiful, beautiful. Right, let's start setting up camp. In the meantime, Dami or anybody else want to do anything?
I'll have just walked off. I'm guessing, yeah, just off into the trees a little bit. I won't have gone far because I was told not to. But out of sight and just, yeah, processed. But I'll come back probably in about 10 minutes.
Okay. So you're just kind of taking in the... Because at the moment it's got this light rain going on. And you just sort of stand there, having a moment to yourself, just feeling your hair, just giving it a tss, 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 tss. Definitely hurt. Definitely unsure.
So we never clarified this, DM. Can she cry?
I think she can.
It's like tears of magma.
Yeah, just little bits of lava roll down. But this will all be like gone by the time she heads back.
Okay.
I think Boggy's then going to make their way over to the group once they've had time to process what's going on with...
At that moment, the Martikov family have kind of collected their bearings and stuff. Claudio, looking a little weak on his legs, bless him. But he just looks around. And then his mother, as you see, just points at Erebus. And the kid just sort of hobbles along, runs up to Erebus and gives him a hug.
Yeah, pass him on the head.
I was told you were the one you pulled me out of the tree.
Yes, I did what I had to do, my boy.
He's not the only one that was there trying to get you out of that.
Have his
Speaking of
moment, like it will maybe
that witch is Dami on her way back?
Eventually she would be.
Yeah, I'll point the kid in that direction as well.
Sir? And he sort of like beckons you to come in nearer to him, and he whispers in your ear going, I'm a were-raven, but are you like a were-snake? You look like one.
I'll kind of go and I'll go, let's make that our little secret, hey?
The lady with the fire hair, she's
She's a werefire, yes.
He then waves over at Dom and he goes, "Hello, werefire. Thank you."
She's not going to make much. She's going to go frown at him.
Now,
Well,
run along, boy. You've got a family to catch up with.
okay. And he starts running back, and at that moment, Adrian, the older of the brothers, walks over. We won't forget this at all. Like I said, my father, me, my brothers, and as many of the other Raven folk will be there if you come a-calling. Just give a shout to the tavern owners back in Valaki. They'll let us know when you come and calling for us, and we'll be there for you. Right in the footsteps of Castle Ravenloft itself.
My thanks.
And just reaches out for a handshake.
Yeah, I'll return the handshake.
Right. Right. It's time to go. Thank you once again. And I pray that you do find what you're looking for to help you fight yourselves against Strahd.
I'm sure we'll.
He then sort of jumps in the air and just morphs into a raven and flies around. And then you watch as one by one the other members of the family fly out and head north into the trees.
Time to rest up, maybe?
Yes. Absolutely. You want to see a new trick? You might want to space yourself out for a bit. A little bit more. Blanche, if you want to back up a bit. And then he sort of like gives a lick of his fingers, shoots it at the ground, and then what bursts up is this gigantic mansion. Just elegant looking, totally out of place. Oh, do you know, this mansion here has got me. Oh my god, wrong voice. This mansion here is a neat little trick to help you survive in the middle of nowhere.
Don't take it the wrong way, Victor, but I prefer being under the stars, as it were. But it's a very neat trick.
Oh, wait a minute.
Um,
You'll love this. No, come on in. There's food inside.
What about Tiago?
Go on, Tiago. There's a place full of mattresses, pillows. You can bounce around.
Borgie's
There's
gonna
that-
turn to Reaper.
So there's
And
that
be like, what did you call him?
boyish charm. Pardon?
What did you call him?
Tiago?
No, the man.
Victor?
What?
Hi,
Oh
Bulky.
God, yeah, you don't know yet. Yeah, this is Victor went in time. He went into the past. This is we're 50 years later to him now.
Ah,
Yeah, sorry about
you're old.
leaving you behind.
Yeah, I
You're
forgot
young.
you were. Yeah, hi again.
Hmm.
You're more ginger than I remember.
You are more ugly and wrinkled than I remember.
Okay. Everyone's tired. You say that
I'll,
with a smile, so I don't believe you.
I'll pat Victor on the back and give him a squeeze on the shoulder. He's like that to everyone. Don't pay any attention. Hey, Fuzzball, nice stick.
Ah, yes. Thank you. I think Erky wanted me to have it.
Cool. And I'll just walk into the mansion.
Okay.
I'm gonna
inside.
try and catch up to Dami. I just want to see if she's okay. So we're not gonna talk emotions, but I have something for you that I think you might appreciate, and I'm going to go into my bag, and I'm going to pass to her. So that my inventory open for this one. I'm going to give her 1 potion of invulnerability. I knew that would cheer her up so much. Don't talk emotions. Give the girl a gift and give her one which makes her invulnerable as fuck.
I have no idea what she's just handed me.
Oh, I explained it to you what you've been given.
Okay.
I'm going to tell her exactly what it does.
And then she'll smile and thanks. Reba.
It's been tough, so let's make it a little less tough.
Also, you kind of see Victor there just sort of smiling, look at you, Dami, just rubbing his beard. And then he just comes up to you, looks around just to make sure only you could possibly hear this, and goes, By any chance, is that the same bag that you've been hiding?
Yes, yeah. It's not obviously when you went it stopped being.
He then just sort of reaches to his staff and just rubs his fingers up on the golden edge of the top, brings it, and you watch as a bit of gold dust comes out, and he just rubs it up against the side of the bag, and you begin to hear.
I'll quickly open the bag and look in.
It's not a skeleton cat. It's a real cat. A little
That's fair
brown, sort of brown, grey, and black tabby cat with big yellow eyes. And you kind of see it's a little bit of a runt of the litter. It's pretty small, but it's not a kitten. It is.
Ha,
50
and
years. I didn't waste
she'll
any
hug
of
him.
my. He just does it with a one arm. Hey,
Missed you, kid.
missed you too, Master Dummy. No.
Get off me.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Angsting teen over here.
I'm
Now,
gonna say
Good house.
I've seen their little interlude. I haven't heard anything, but I'm just gonna lean against the door and just smile smugly at them.
now, I can have a total feast prepared for you in the morning, and also tonight. Now, I have been preparing many of your wounds for the past. Well, I've been able to master this spell for the past 30 years, so I've been taking my time. If it's under the stars you want, take the very top rooms. Be able to see an illusionary of the glistening night sky above you. Light. Second floor. Far end on the west wing. It's going to be something like captain's quarters at sea. Even the smell of salt sea air would be there for you. Erebus. I kind of had a bit of a read around about your kind of culture and everything, given what you are. I kind of put in a bit of a jungle vibe in your bedroom on the third floor, first door on the right.
Finally.
Sewer.
Dami.
Sewer. Wow.
Blanche. As I understand, you always kind of reminded me of the rough bearings of pub taverns and stuff like that. If you were to go, I made sure yours was on the ground floor. I had a bit of a hunch that you might still, be blind when I meet you. But in that room just over there on the far side, it's going to be the hustle bustle
Kid
of a tavern.
pointing,
I see
not
you pointing, kid.
gonna help.
Oh shit, yeah. Well, I'll lead you to it. But there's
Thank you.
barrels upon barrels of lots of ale that I've managed to acquire over the years. Rich in taste as well. You'll appreciate it.
Music to my ears.
And do you prefer soft beds or hard beds? Because I can just rearrange the mattress just like that.
I can sleep wherever I land.
Especially with a few bits of AOA there,
Right.
Blanche.
Help yourself. And wow. And Dami, yours is on the first floor, on the left-hand side. I've kind of went for. In my readings, I kind of learnt what you were of someone of what of the fire planes. Not put a frigging bonfire in your bedroom if that's what you're wondering, but I've kind of gone for a very robust pattern. A 4-poster bed, nice and soft, rich pillows, and lots of aroma therapy at your hands there.
I'm
Didn't
gonna
dare put.
Thanks.
I'm just going to walk over quickly to Victor before I head upstairs for the rest and whatnot and say,
Okay.
I know I never got on the right foot with you at the beginning, but I do that with everyone. But you're exactly what this group needed right now in time.
A bedroom?
No. Hope. You're the hope that we needed.
I've waited 50 years for my hope to return to me.
Maybe we can be that hope for you too.
Hey, there might be more hope at the tower. We might get some answers.
On that, I'm taking Tiago upstairs and going to sleep under the stars.
Don't worry, Bolgy, there's a separate one as well. There's one with the hammer.
Yeah, but Boggy will probably go upstairs too to that then.
In each of the rooms there are small bits of food to pick at. Fruits, meats, all rich. And if at any point that you need any help, just do a... And don't be alarmed, I do have ghost butlers. So if you do see a spectre just wandering around, as that happens behind you, there's a very elegant looking suited man there, all transparent, slick black hair, but elven ears. What is it I can do for you, my lady?
Just testing.
Not a problem.
Anybody want anything?
I think I'm good for now.
Yeah, go away.
But if you would just like to leave our dear Blanche over to her room, of course, sir. And almost, Blanche, you begin to feel kind of not a physical hand sort of on your back, but you do feel like a guide leading you to your bedroom.
That feels cool.
As for the rest of you, what would you like to do?
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah, I'll probably. Yeah, I'll probably, as I'm passing Victor as well off to my room, I'll kind of turn towards him. You know, and just kind of like give him a slight bow. Yeah.
I'll give Victor a squeeze on the shoulder and then I'll get into my room and I'll get my kitten out on the bed. And just
And as you sort of reach down, the cat is trying to paw at you.
I'm gonna
and
like
then-
stroke it and fuss it. I'm gonna get my bell on a string out. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna call you Stella. It's not weird.
Not weird.
What? Is this what you guys feel when I traumatize you? I feel very
Yeah,
weird right
suck
now. The tables have turned.
So
And now we've killed Layla. Anyway, yeah.
once everybody's gone to bed, I would like to go and talk to Dummy. So, see, here in where Victor said her room was, I'll go up and knock on the door.
And I'll like peek out.
Just me.
Hi. Can you keep a
Can I-
secret?
Yeah. Sure.
And I'll open the door and let him in.
Where'd you get a cat?
So when I first met Victor, he animated a skeleton cat, and I got attached.
Okay.
So I've been carrying around an undead skeleton cat for a while without telling you guys. And obviously, I didn't want to tell you after you told me about the skeleton thing because I didn't want to make it worse. And then when Victor disappeared, the cat kind of died. But now, cat.
So is that a different cat, or
Nope. It's my skeleton cat, but it's
that's
not
the
a
same?
skeleton.
Oh,
Don't
Okay.
tell me.
I'll pet the cat a little bit, but like be a little bit cautious, like
Don't tell anyone.
not a word. I actually came here because I wanted to talk to you about the other day, actually.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not really. I haven't been good lately at just words, so I've kind of wrote it down. And he'll pull a bit of paper out of his pocket, and he'll think about handing it to Adelia, but he'll just open it up himself and just start reading off of it instead.
She's gonna really wish in that moment that he would just hand it to her and leave. But when he starts reading it, she'll be like, okay, and sit on the bed.
So, what I heard back in the swamp, I want you to know I wasn't trying to eavesdrop on anything personal. Myself and Reaper thought it best to keep an eye on you. We didn't know who those people were. And I also want you to know that what you're put through doesn't and shouldn't define you as a person. They exploited who you were and made you feel like what you were is some sort of monster that people paid to see, which isn't true at all. You are your own person. You shape who you are. In the short time I've known you, you've already changed so much and for the better. So to begin, you were so confined and didn't want to let anyone in. That wall is very slowly being broken down. And I can see some emotion creeping through your expressions. And the decisions that you've made while you've been here, putting others' lives before your own, even kids' lives, as much as you say you hate kids.
I do, though.
The way people look at you, they don't see a monster, and neither do we. There's more than just one hero in this group. Your past doesn't get to control who you are today. Just keep moving forward and we'll move forward with you. And he'll just go quiet and awkward.
And she'll reach out and take the note from him. And she'll turn it over a few times.
It is in Thieves' Cant again, but
she'll smile when she sees that.
That's cool.
And then she'll fold it up and she'll put it in the pocket with the other one. You know, you kind of saved me a lot. And not just, physically. I started calling you hero as a joke because I kind of thought you were an idiot.
I mean, it's not far off the truth.
But you, I think you kind of saved us all. I mean, you looked out for Reaper against the guards, and you're very calm. Which helps, because a lot of us aren't, and we're probably real pains in your ass. Particularly me.
We all have certain things that's gonna not agree with each other in the group. If I didn't stay calm, we'd probably be arguing every day, to be honest with you.
You're kind of still a captain in that way. And kind of
I'm not.
take a group of people who should be at each other's throats and keep them focused.
I don't think that was my doing, actually. It was... Sometimes people have to come together in situations like this.
Well, thanks. Anyway, so the hero thing's not really a joke anymore. Yeah, thanks.
I'll just stroke the kitten again and get some rest.
Purrs.
Get some rest. And I'll see you in the morning. And
Okay.
I've never been on a boat. I don't know what ships are like.
I mean, I haven't seen my room yet. Apparently it's a captain's quarters. That's as close as we're going to get to a boat where we are right now.
Can I see?
Sure. Why not? Bring in
I'll
the
put the
cat.
kitten in the bag and then
Okay. So you
Yeah.
head over to Light's room. As you open it up, it does seem like a very captain's quarters sort of style, sort of stained glass window on one side, a little office desk with makeshift maps, old, nearly worn down at the edges, probably something Victor may have got from a previous adventurer. Telescope, a sextant, a compass, and a hammock, just sort of sprayed out across two poles.
That's my bed.
And you kind of get and you kind of get this, and even like there is like magic in the air that's just making it smell like the sea around you.
Yeah, as Light walks into the room, he'll just take a deep breath. Like,
And there's even like a treasure chest at one side open, and it's got like a mountain of gold and rubies and emeralds and stuff. And you sort of go over, but you realise that the gold side of things is just an illusion.
thinking back at the dream, I'm just going to slowly close the lid of the treasure chest.
Okay.
And then, yeah, this is pretty
I'll
pretty spot on.
walk in and look around and smell it. I like it.
I mean,
It's
be better when it's on the ocean, but it's as close as we get for now.
and she'll like look over the maps and compass and stuff.
Is the compass
Um,
actually physical?
Yeah, it's a physical compass.
I will pocket the compass.
Okay. Add a compass. to your
Very
own.
very adventure based.
Yeah.
My bed's comfier though. Good night.
Good night, Inlia.
And I'll leave.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything?
I'll just attune to this stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to start reading my book.
I'll start reading my book.
So
Something
we've
up
got this
Tiago.
right. So we've got it right. You've got the book that gives you wisdom,
Yes.
Mike, and you've got the book that will give you
Charisma.
charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've spoke about the rules on that one. So to our audience, they've got 48 hours in total to read this book. We've worked it out. They have to do it. It's in a 48-hour period, and that they have to essentially read it within 8 hours a day. I think we worked it out minimum for them
Yeah.
to get the benefits. So they've got 6 days to read it. So, And I take it, Blanche, you're probably just going to get absolutely wankered. Passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you, but you're predictable.
Yeah.
So,
At some point, you will just hear a double clap from Blanche's room.
this mead is strong. So just do a Constitution save for me.
That's actually just gone up as well.
Leveling up.
There we go. No, it hasn't. 12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay. Stronger, but it hits the spot pretty good. You get the feeling that you're probably going to wake up tomorrow morning with a bit of stubble. Being you dwarves. In fact, probably at this point, I would say Blanche has a 5 o'clock shadow.
Classic dwarves.
Yeah. Never too fussed about looks.
For the rest of you, can take a long rest.
Good.
The first time in about 3-4 games.
Jesus.
At least 2 fights.
Yeah, and one of them was a big ass battle.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
But in the morning, you begin to wake up. Even those of you on the top floor begin to just smell this delicious aroma of food being prepared. You kind of feel a rumble in your stomach, realizing it has been a while since you last properly ate anything, being on the road for days, facing what challenges, just scraping around, probably eating a good berry every now and then. You come downstairs, head towards the dining room, and laid out in front of you is just the grandest looking feast you have ever seen, especially in your time in Barovia. Bacon, sausage, eggs, oranges, apples, bananas, roasted vegetables. And you see as Victor comes along, he actually looks like he's tried to make an effort as well. He looks cleaner. His hair looks combed and tied back slightly. Even his beard has been slightly brushed. As he lays down a few more plates and he sees you all coming, he goes, I actually didn't know what you all liked. I never actually know what your food preferences are, so come and have a seat and enjoy yourselves. We've got orange juice, water, mead if you need a bit of a hair of the dog.
Before we actually go down, I want to go knock on Reaper's door.
Okay.
And see if she's awake.
Well, she is now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll open the door to Bolgi.
I have been having a thought during the night, and I thought I should share it with you. See, I've got this, and I show Reaper the staff. I feel like Tiago has become a part of our family, and I would like to bestow upon him the option of his own freedom. How would you feel if I awakened him?
Do it in the wilderness in case he harms anyone. We can't do it in here.
He's charmed by me whilst he's for 30 days. So there would be no risk. And then he would get to choose whether to continue as he is or revert to how he is now.
It will be hard for me, I won't lie, Augie. But like you, I believe in nature. And he needs that choice.
I would obviously only do it with your blessing. Whilst I do not believe he is owned by any of us, I appreciate that he is as much your friend as he is mine.
He healed a part of my heart that I thought died. But I cannot hold him to a curse because it's my own fault.
So, yes, we should do this.
Yes.
I'm gonna use 5 charges of this staff and awaken Tiago.
Okay. Let me just check something. So I didn't actually look at what this spell does. Amateur. Right.
Yeah, as long as he's huge or small, I'm assuming he's smaller than huge. I think he's large, isn't he?
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give
okay.
him the language of Elvish, not common.
So, Tiago is just sort of wandering around, probably just doing a bit of a clean of himself. You cast Awaken on him. And suddenly his eyes almost look a little bit different as his intelligence is boosted. And he kind of looks at you both. And then in Elvish, hello? How unusual. I can speak Elvish.
I named you Tiago, and it's probably not your name. So I would like to know if you have named yourself.
Just Red. I was Red before. That's what Mother used to call me. I don't know the meaning of the word Tiago personally, but you are my mistress now, and Tiago is what I shall be known as.
Tears start to stream from Reaper's face.
Oh, come here, you, and just marches up to you, and he kind of like jumps up on you and just gives you a big like tiger hug. No tears here. Let me get rid of those for you. It's a little bit weird feeling this saber-toothed tiger's tongue just flicking up against your face. I'll admit, this is very odd licking scales, but because it's you, my mistress, I don't mind. Right, I've made Fliss cry. I've made Layla cry. Blokes, you're next.
Bring it.
You've made me cry twice, so shut up.
And he kind of like lunges down from you and then goes up to you, Bulky. Wild one of the wild. I have seen your kind here before.
You have?
Well, locations is not one that you kind of remember. But I do remember that my old master, he had dealings with furbolgs before trying to find this place. They traveled with him. And they found this tower. They were very nice to me as well.
Oh. Wonder. And Bolgy's just going to walk off because they don't want to really process the possibility of finding their clan.
Or you've just
Learn
now put a
from the
rift
best.
between Tiago and Bolgy.
can
They were loving it, and now you've
point
just
out,
gone and
you-
done
Oh
that.
no, Bolgy's not annoyed at all. They just have other things on their plate.
Just found out that his clan's alive.
Can I just confirm? You can speak Elvish, right? I
Yes.
just
He
did
said
that.
Elvish and Common.
Yeah,
He said he gave him Elvish and Common.
Oh,
No,
I
I
missed
just
the comment
gave him Elvish. I just gave him Elvish.
I swear you
I
said
thought it was
Common as
Elvish.
well.
He said
I said
Elvish
instead
instead
of
of
common.
common.
So yeah, I can speak common. I can speak Elvish.
Okay.
I can speak
Okay,
common as well.
good to know.
Gonna say they'd have been fucked if you couldn't.
We'll just hope
But,
and we're all agreeing with what he's saying.
In hindsight, it was probably a bad idea to make the others not be able to converse with Tiago, but fuck it.
I mean, to be fair, they barely conversed with him in the first place.
I can speak Elvish.
See, it doesn't matter. Blanche can now actually tell Tiago what to do in battle. Onward! Onward! Charge!
Happy coincidence then, that, innit?
That was a happy coincidence.
That would have been awful.
Normally, if you're a dwarf or an elf, you normally have a proficiency in dwarf or elvish. So I also understand dwarf. That's how I spoke to Blanche at the beginning when we first met them.
Sound.
So, what are the rest of you doing? As Tiago has now learned to talk. Food.
Reaper's in
is being
tears.
prepared.
Yeah, Reaper's not going to be able to go downstairs. She's not crying in front of the group. She's
I
just
didn't
not.
know Victor was able to make it rain indoors.
Fuck off. Right? Snake boy.
So I'll have had the cat out all night, and then in the morning I'll play with it a bit, and then as I smell the stuff, I'll be like, you have to be really, really quiet, but I will sneak you some food.
We can awaken
And I'll
the
put
cat as well.
Animal handling.
Yeah.
Do you know
Don't worry.
what? This one has
I
not
had
scratched the
to.
shit out of me
I
yet, like
had
it did when it was a skeleton.
No. Yeah, just do an animal handling. This will give you an idea of how to play this.
Why?
Because I had to with a bigger one. If you can't do it with a little one, there's an issue here.
One of you is a ranger.
That's
Unlucky.
5.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. That went in jail, didn't it?
Yep.
Where's my
Would
shot
you like to
list?
make a tally mark? Yeah, where's your list? Okay. So you pick the cat up and put it in the bag. My God.
I'm so dead. I'm so dead.
Fliss should be on much more than that.
No, she's been well behaved. We've watched. She's been well
My
behaved.
dice, not me. My dice have been well behaved.
Anyway, what's the rest of you done?
I'm just going to be reading this book at every chance I get. So, like, walking down the stairs, sitting at the table while eating the food.
I
Oh
mean,
my God,
like,
you're starting to look like Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
I mean, like, Erebus isn't far off
Did
from
you?
that either.
Did you go to bed or read through the night?
I'll have read like an hour or two, but I would have slept.
Okay, good to know. Just in case I need to put a point of exhaustion. But this also.
Yeah, can you? Sorry, DM, but I'm going to be that person. Can you let them know how much time they would have had to be reading around getting a long rest? Just because, like, if they have to keep track of how many hours they've done, it's going to be
I would
easier
say-
if you tell us, like, when we went to bed, when we woke up, how many hours there were.
I would have said by the time that the mansion was made and everything, it would have been about 9 o'clock in the evening. Then when breakfast is served, it's about 7 o'clock. So between the hours of 9 till 7, you would need to probably fit in between a 6 to 8 hour sleep.
So I'll have read
So
about
between 2 and 3 hours of reading.
I'll say about 2 hours
Yeah.
of reading.
Cool, I'll write down 2 as well.
Question, DM.
Hello.
He's now been set free, and you said he's got an enhancement of his intelligence. Does that mean I
It's
can keep that enhancement?
For 30 days, he has an intelligence of 10, 0 modifier.
And after those 30 days, he gets to choose whether to remain awakened or to revert back to his bestial form.
Awaken, 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 awaken. Sorry, I've got
30
death
days to
clock
make him
in
really
my head.
regret it.
Existence is pain.
Do you know what? I'm waiting for Blanche to just sneak him some ale, and he's just like, "No, I like this existence. This dwarf is all right. Let's go." Riding half cut into
This
a
is
battle.
just another. This is just another NPC I've got to freaking talk. Bad enough when you do talk to plants.
You did give
It's fine,
Bolgy
we're
the
gonna go-
ability to awaken.
We're going to go
True.
pick up Esmeralda.
You
We're going
saw
to pick
this-
up our vampire friend. We're going to pick up everyone else we sent to the tower.
The
You're
only-
fine, Matt. You've got like 6
The
of
only
them.
other
Great.
option would to give Tiago to Layla. But we can discuss that outside of the stream.
Okay.
I
No
vote
problem.
okay as long as Layla does the voice.
Yeah, she has to do the voice. It's not
Nah,
difficult at
it
the
would-
moment because she's got that voice anyway.
I mean, to be fair, she's not wrong. But no.
Dammy will have picked one of everything off of the table because this is probably more food than she's seen laid out for her in her life. And there's probably a lot of stuff on there that she never got a chance to try. So she's just trying everything. And it's like one bite, put it down, one bite, put it down.
So, with this,
Reaper's gonna slowly
for-
walk in after everyone's, had a fit to eat and just head down, starts drinking a bit of ale.
Tiago comes. He's silent. He kind of figures that no one needs to know just yet that he can talk. But you do begin to hear around the table just this.
I sneak up some sausage and bacon into my bag. Can I make a sleight of hand check? Can I try and do this without them seeing?
You can.
I'm
Cool.
sorry, but I've got elf ears. I'd be able to hear that.
You
Well,
can hear
passive-
it, but you probably,
Hearing's
Yeah,
all I
passive
can.
perception.
Tiago-
sleight of hand, that's 15.
Tiago's sounding a bit different, Reaper.
That's not Tiago, mate. 17 for passive perception.
Oh, you
I
would
rolled
have
a 15
seen.
on sleight of hand.
Yeah, so Reaper, you would be seeing her take some food and putting it into a bag. Don't worry about that. I'm sure there's a cat that I kept around here for company. Must be lurking around here somewhere.
Yeah.
I look at
Dummy is very much not looking at light.
I'm gonna signal Dami to try and get her to understand that I want her to mind link with me.
Hello?
Don't be alarmed. I saw what you did there, and I understand. But you do realise that if I noticed, and I have another cat who's going to sniff another cat, you might need to figure out when you're going to tell others about your little stowaway. I'm not going to out you, but that kitty probably will.
At that moment, Tiago's head kind of comes up right to Dami and starts
Ha!
sniffing
Get away, you
around.
stupid goddamn giant freak!
Well,
how dare you!
here's,
She doesn't
And
like
then-
Tiago. She never has.
and then says in Elvish, "Don't worry, I think this time it's alive."
I don't speak Elvish.
I speak to him and I can't help it to kind of burst. I said, "You knew it was there?"
Who the hell's that?
What do you mean this time it's alive?
Oh shit.
What is going on? Because that thing just spoke to me in something.
In Elvish and but Bolg, you need to explain because that was your
yes.
doing.
Tiago. It is Tiago still, isn't it? Did you decide Tiago over Red?
He prefers
No.
Tiago because apparently I'm
Tiago
his mistress.
is now free to choose whichever path he wants. He is awakened. Anyway, let's eat.
And he speaks.
Okay.
It's a part of
Elvish, of course.
the
Okay.
spell.
No offense. You're too big. Don't be near me.
Mistress, what did
She's-
she say?
And I report to him in Elvish. Obviously, she's saying you're too big. You intimidate her a little bit, sweetheart. She might want to come back over here, and I know it's going to take some time because she warms up to everyone differently. Yes, Fire Genasi, I get it. Warming up to people and already on fire, I get that. But just come over here, sweetheart, and you can have some of this bacon. Come on.
For the record, Tiago, I think you are perfectly sized.
For your height.
Big. He just looks at Dami and goes, "They do say bigger is better," and just slinks away.
And with that, Reaper is just peeing herself laughing at the table.
Boggy looks confused.
And then as you give Tiago the bacon, he just sort of like nuzzles up against your leg. Usually I usually oppose to feeding animals at the table, but hey, what hell? We'll go into our deaths. Anyway, sorry to disturb the mood. But eat well, we've got a bit of a travel up to the old tower.
How long
I'd also
is that
like to
travel?
I actually did this yesterday. Worked out all the travels. It
Did you
actually
work out
works
how
out
often they can
about.
be reading?
Hey, if we're just
It actually
traveling.
works out. It works out. It's about 5.5 hours away on foot.
Do you say that's the tower, or is that the amber place?
Tower.
It's the tower.
Victor's told us to go to the tower instead of the temple.
Oh,
Speaking of which,
I thought we were going to the temple for Blanche's eyesight.
Apparently, it might not be wise to
Well-
go there before getting this information.
Ah,
He's been around for 50 years. I think we should take the advice.
Victor,
Hello.
if you're telling us not to go and get my eyesight back, is there any chance that you can leave this butler with me? He's been quite handy.
That is a very good question.
Ah, damn it! I could have.
sadly, he cannot leave the mansion. He's just opposed to inside. So once you're inside, he can look after you well.
Blanche, now that Tiago can speak Elf, and I am aware you can speak Elvish, you should be able to communicate with him a lot easier.
I didn't want to assume. Thank you.
No, it's obviously helped you both. Enjoying watching you swing yourself across a battlefield on a tiger has been quite amusing to lighten the mood of battle.
Well,
He does what now?
Oh, he rides the tiger into battle.
gee.
Sorry, yeah, she.
I can't.
Sorry,
not
the
wait
beard's
to-
getting prominent these days, Blanche. We might have to sort that out.
Yeah, 5 o'clock shadow apparently. Thanks for pointing it out.
Hey, butler, give our dwarf the best close shave you've got. Right here, sir. And from his hand, this razor just appears.
Hey, it works with
Okay.
the slip, all right? A he from a she, that slip, that was covered up nicely. I don't care.
Would madam...
Tiago, I assume you're okay with the being, used by Blanche in such a way, with her current condition, that is.
Not at all. It's quite liberating to have a bloodthirsty dwarf riding on your back.
Ah, magnificent. Just as long as you are okay with the situation. Obviously.
The feeling Tiago matches my personality more than anybody thought right now. Bolgi's just like, how do we get rid of this cat into the wildlife? And the cat's like, no, I'm enjoying the violence. Come on, let's go.
I'm going to turn to the others and just remember how it is imperative that we give Tiago the choices as opposed to just making assumptions.
Okay. So, as you finish your breakfast, you do feel somewhat, not just like full, but also soulful. What you just had was a hero's feast. You gain
Hell yes.
the
Hang on.
benefits if you are cured of any diseases or poison, which I don't think anyone is,
No.
you are now immune to being poisoned and being frightened. All your wisdom saving throws are advantage, except for Reaper. That would just be a straight throw for you.
It's a straight throw anyway since I got a...
Yeah.
Well, I say straight throw, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And you've also gained 2d10 temporary hit points.
How long does this last?
24 hours.
Oh,
Baby.
DM, are you doing Victor rolls and tells us all what we've got, or are we doing individual
Yeah.
rolls?
I will do a Victor roll. And I swear to God, if I get 2 ones.
I swear to God, if you screw this up, I'm going to hurt you.
It's 10. You got 10
This is temporary
additional
hit points.
Temporary
Yes,
hit points for 24
And-
hours.
Advantage on all wisdom, did you say?
On all wisdom saving throws.
That's a
Okay.
good roll.
Oh, it's average. So, right. We best start making a move. If we could all vacate the building, so then I can bring it down, take it along with us. You never know where you'll need a mansion. Like on top of a hill. And you all leave and you watch then as he dispels it and the house just kind of crumbles in on itself, a bit like at the end of Poltergeist.
just brings back memories of the Durst house.
Thanks.
So, and you start making your way to the north.
Dummy, tell me if I'm gonna walk into anything, and I'll just pull out the book.
And I'll just kind of reach out and hold his sleeve.
For 5 hours.
By the end of the walk,
take
there's a
it as
slight
well.
ember burning.
It's just a hole in the sleeve. It's just like gone.
So,
Is this a good moment for a toilet break?
yes, it would.
I was going to say, I'm going to head off to bed because I'm starting to feel really sweaty and grim right now.
Okay.
And I wanted to come in and stay for as long as I could, but I am floundering. And I'm sorry, guys.
It's alright.
No problem
No
at all,
worries. No
darling.
worries.
No worries.
What I'll
Hope you feel
do,
better soon.
I'll catch up with you tomorrow, fill you in on what details and stuff like that. Okay.
Awesome. So enjoy the rest of it, guys. Chat.
Look after
them.
yourself, Han.
I will do. I've got lots of
Right.
cold and flu meds and stuff, so don't worry.
Feel better.
So, guys, we're gonna
Best
take
of luck.
a quick 5-minute break while we go toilet and Mike resets the mics.
The
The
mics.
cameras, should I say?
Yeah, everybody's
I
changed.
don't know.
And Leia is bulky. Erebus is light.
Yeah, Erebus
Thank you,
is
Woozy.
the light of everyone.
Right. On that note,
So,
we'll
we'll
be
be
right
back
back,
in
guys.
5.
go.
Welcome back. So, all a little bit refreshed. Sadly, Layla hasn't been feeling massively good, so she took a little bit of time out to just recuperate. We love you very much, Layla, our dear Reaper. With now a talking tiger. You guys, what do you do to me? So, after spending the 5-6 hours on the road, so about this point, you're looking at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon by the time you start approaching less forest and it starts to open up towards this grand lake in front of you. You come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side of where a large gash has split into the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the walls, and parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-top wagon spattered with mud.
Ooh. And this is the tower where we've sent everyone, right?
Yes.
Oh no.
No.
Sorry. Reaper's not here and we're going to see Octavio.
Oh, we might
Or
not.
are you?
Oh,
Good luck,
Yeah.
Matt.
Or are we?
Can we see the
Caravan.
coach?
Oh, you'll be able to see the caravan ahead.
Remembering that this was where the werewolves were supposed to be, I will be constantly keeping an eye out because I know that's kind of, I was sent this way.
Okay. Make a perception check.
What do they all hate me? You don't hate me. Yep, you hate me. 6.
6. The mist is a little bit too clouded for you to be able to get a vision on what's going on here. In fact, let me move you guys over to
A map.
Like the werewolf next to you is like, nope, no werewolves here.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not even here.
So, do we see any signs of the people we sent here?
You can do a perception check.
Well, I am going to, because I was thinking of doing this to you, Fliss, but I guess that my head would have still been in the book. I'm going to cast Enhanceability on myself and give myself advantage.
Right, go ahead.
Once it lets me use the spell slot.
Can I,
Huh?
while he's doing that, can I just say that Reaper would absolutely be walking up and hammering on that door of the caravan.
The wagon.
Right.
24.
I'm just trying to keep a little bit of Reaper alive here.
Depending on who would answer would also mean she would stab the person.
24 for
Tiago
perception.
recognised the caravan.
22. Okay.
24.
So,
Imagine if it's another tiger.
oh. As you start approaching the tower, you begin to sort of see footprints along on the floor. Very fresh as well. Big and heavy. You also see smaller footprints, not as fresh, leading towards the caravan. But then you also see that same footprints also lead almost around the caravan several times, and then they just completely stop on the outside of the caravan.
With these larger footprints, would I know of anyone with that sort of build that we sent up here?
Possibly anyone wearing heavy armor.
Do any of these footprints have 1 foot, 1 metal
metal
claw?
From this, you don't see any. You just see the 2 footprints, but not a third. Not one that looks like a boot and then something heavier. So nothing that suggests it could be Esmeralda.
The footprints,
But
like you
it
said,
almost looks
circled.
like.
Oh, sorry.
So the heavier footprints seem to circle around the actual tower, and the smaller footprints circle around the caravan and then just stop about halfway on the caravan.
I want to try and look in the caravan.
Okay.
If I can get to like any windows or if it's like a window in the door.
So as you do
Reaper
that,
would be knocking on the door.
so she's just banging. I'm under here. Psst. Under here.
Hello?
And like as you go under, you kind of see what look like black blankets sort of straddled underneath. And as you just peek in, you just see the very pale face of Escher. Oi, don't piss off! Don't let the bloody sunlight in.
Whee! It's a man.
Been waiting until the daylight's been going away. Been here all night.
Would a hat help?
No.
Is that what I think it is?
Well, all right then.
Unfortunately so.
Is anyone else
Seeing
kid
Reaper
by?
not get an answer, I'm gonna go up and see if the door's open. There he is.
Blondie. The door doesn't open. It is locked.
It does for me.
You're a slice of
Lockpicker.
a lot picking.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay.
Did you natural one it?
I haven't rolled yet.
She was just preparing how to say it.
Okay. Sorry, this dice is hard to read. Thieves' Tool. 17.
So 17. Are you doing this as Dami?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, Reaper would actually be looking at this wagon, and it's not the same wagon that she would have recognized Rictavio or Van Richten or whatever it's called. This is a different caravan. This one is actually painted purple, and the wheels have a fancy gold trim, and there's a brass lantern hanging from each of the corners, and red drapes cover the tombstone-shaped windows on each side. What you see, Dami, is a steel padlock on that back door just hanging out, and there is a cheap sign on it, on the door, that just says "Keep out." But since when was a sign?
That's obviously an invitation to go inside.
Signs and locks don't stop me.
So
I
and
assume.
clicks open, and it clicks open.
I will then check the door for trap.
Investigation check.
Probably should have done before I picked the lock. Better late than never. Okay. Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, 19.
Okay. As you unlock it and go for the handle, and you go, "Oh, hold on." You move very slowly and feel it kind of tug around the door handle. You get the feeling, and as you sort of peek inside, you can see like a brass wire circled around the doorknob. And as your eyes just follow very daintily inside, lead into what looks like a box of explosives.
Ooh.
Really glad I checked for traps.
I'm also glad you got a 19, because that was the fucking save you needed.
Guys, somebody else is going to have to take over roguing because my dice rolls aren't good enough.
Just imagine
I'll
this
try and
caravan
disarm it.
exploding with light just peeking underneath.
Like you, me, Reaper, and Escher all on it.
Do a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Oh, thank
Because
you.
you did spot the trap.
Here, do it like this, and I'll cast
Okay, that
guidance.
was. Oh my god, I love you. Okay, you, it's Boldy. Okay, so it was going to be. I did roll a natural 2. However, because of advantage and guidance, and because of my plus, it's actually 26.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, laugh. She could have cast Mage Hand to do this as well, but
Oh,
then, but then again, you've got a potential ally stuck under that wagon.
yeah, and light.
Yeah,
so
and me.
it's fine.
But you just managed to sort of go in and use one of your daggers to just cut through the wire, making it disarmed. And as you go
And then I'll
inside,
push the door open for Reaper.
it's just very colourful inside. A lot of the kind of gypsy style rags that hang on the walls, bells, coins and stuff. But this wagon, wall to wall, is just filled with weapons. Like morning stars, battle axes, flails, crossbows. There's silver crossbow bolts. There's some fine clothes. There's some common clothes. There's some traveling clothes, including fur cloaks as well. New shoes. There's a harlequin mask. There's wigs. There's some kind of like a lute as well. Just loads of different kind of things. Books, copper pots and pans, 3 sets of manacles, a shovel. You also see 3 bottles of water as well, in like glass bottles. My god, there's a lot. You also see 2 spell scrolls.
Ooh.
Is
Okay.
this now our
Can
caravan?
I just say, on walking in, I'm sure Reaper would have grabbed the crossbow bolts with the silver tips.
Yep.
I would have picked up the harlequin mask, the 3 bottles of water, and the spell scrolls.
Okay.
You've just
spell
now
scrolls?
caused someone to starve or dehydrate.
The spell scrolls, one of them is Major Image, and another is Remove Curse.
Ooh, nice.
There is also a kind of saber on the wall.
Tooth tiger.
No, as in a very fancy looking rapier that you see.
Grab that.
I don't think we need it. I don't think there's anyone here.
Nobody here uses a rapier.
Who uses finesse weapons nowadays?
Is that it, Matt?
That would be it.
Cool. So I'll grab the things that I said I grabbed. Obviously, Reaper will grab the silver-tipped crossbow bolts. I've written that down so that we can tell her when she's here. And I'll take the saber. And then
there is another thing in there. You do see kind of like a journal on the desk, and on it it's got Van Richten's journal written on it.
Well, Reaper will grab that, obviously. And then I'll walk out, and I'll walk out kind of swishing the saber. Guys, free stuff. Blanche probably wants something out of there. It's good shit. Don't touch the boxes. They go boom.
Anything magical in there that I can look over?
Oh, here. And I will hand him Major Image. But I will hold on to Remove Curse.
That's fine. Major Image, did you say?
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually bring up the journal of Van Richten on here for anyone who does want a moment to just peek.
God.
Yeah, we will read it because obviously Reaper's not here. I will walk around the caravan. Hey, hero.
Yeah.
got you something.
Ooh. Thank you. Well, is it magical?
Victor,
Can I make an Arcana
if you
check and
want,
see if it is anything special?
you can try.
You could certainly try.
Let's go with you. Oh man, that would be Arcana. That would be 6. I know.
Oh,
And I
This is a
need 2
fancy
more
looking sword.
strikes.
Victor.
Yes.
Good call.
You just see him he's actually just looking to the north, and he just points towards the mountains. He goes, you see those mountains up there? That's
an
where
elk.
I've been hiding for the past 50 years. But yes, sorry. It's weird to look at those mountains and call it home, but...
Oh.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Speaking of the north, I hope you don't mind. I did kind of pocket this compass. Just feels a little bit more like home, you know?
Oh, yeah, sure, Bob. I know these lands. I know which way's north. It's absolutely fine.
Thanks. Just
Anyway, what is it I can help you with?
Yes. Dami has presented me this rapier, and it's a lot finer looking than anything I've seen. Do you mind taking a look at it?
Could be one that previous adventurers come in. Maybe one I've not met in my time here. Just give me a moment, and I'll see what I can find out from it. And he starts casting detect magic, which will take a couple of minutes.
As he's doing that, and it's quiet, I'll just like relate to the party. Not even being quiet. Oh, Esh is under the caravan, by the way.
Hi guys.
Oh, God damn it.
You can go sit inside if it would be more comfortable. It's open now.
You've
Don't
got
touch
very
the
far,
boxes, they go
haven't you?
boom.
Right.
Touch
Just
the
let you
boxes,
know,
Escher.
I've back off. By the way, I think you've got someone at the back of the tower waiting for you as well.
Loot first, talk later.
We'll get to that. We're all just kind of reading right now.
Tell you what, I will go back round the tower.
Okay. After the I'll just reiterate. After 10 minutes, Victor tells you what this.
That looks nice.
Read it.
Well, I was going to read the journal, but now.
Just there. So, Erebus, as you go around the back.
That is a
while people
sweet
are reading.
sword. Yeah. Is it? Wee.
You do see
Fucking
just standing there at the guard, Sir Godfrey, just looking out more to the northwest. Ah, hello, Erebus. Good to see you're still alive. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you, Sir Godfrey. How goes your vigilance?
Oh, I've been staying here, although don't tell anyone. The reason I'm here is just guarding what's coming out from the northwest. I keep hearing howls, unnatural howling. One suspects that perhaps there is a werewolf pack over there.
Yes, I mean, we have been, I could only say, tipped off about them being in Barovia. That's potentially a location might be helpful for some of our party members.
Well, it's rumoured they're probably older than the pack themselves. For generations go far back, even older than Strahd. They've inhabited these lands forever. Whose side they're on now these days, I'm not really sure. But I just like to keep my wits about me, just in case.
Yes,
That vampire's still under the caravan, by the way. He doesn't think that I know he's there, but I know he's there.
I kind of look out in the daylight and I'll go, yes, well, I reckon he'd rather not try his chances at this time of day.
Yeah, he's still got about 3-4 hours left of sunlight.
Well,
Now,
Yes, both of you are aware of the other, but we're all here, including our new / old companion, Victor.
Oh yes, the little young boy.
Yes. Also turns out that he is the. Is it the name is the Mad Wizard? I just
The
completely
Mad
forgot
Mage
the
of
name.
Mad Baratok.
He is also the Mad Mage of Baratok.
That boy.
Time can cause a lot of issues.
He's back there, is he?
Yes, do not be afraid if there is a random stranger there, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
But I'm sure, once your guard duty here is finished, or I can send a Reaper or your lady round to greet you.
By all means, I'm just keeping an eye out. It's still daytime, so it's not too bad, but let's go and see this old / new, however you described it, boy who apparently is the great old mage. Let's have a look. And he'll start marching round. By the way,
Don't worry, everyone. I've just found Godfrey.
that Wind Saber is D&D Beyond, as its homebrew. So
Right,
you should be able to find it and equip it.
I was going to mention it after because I have typed it in but can't find it.
Oh. Peculiar.
So we'll sort it out
I'm
after
sure you're in
the session.
ad, not just.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Just
I'm
check
in
that you're in
ad.
ad, not just manage, because I do that all the time.
I am definitely in ad. So we'll do it after the session.
It's there.
Yeah. So, you guys come round and see your undead knight. Ah, Lady Reaper, always good to see your face here, my dear. Now, you told us to meet up here. As I'm sad to say that the only people that I have seen is he who lies under the caravan. Piss off! Yes, I get that a lot. I'm sure one day we'll be fine, good friends, one day, but I'm not going to hold my breath, because I don't need to. Neither do I, tit face. And it's just this horrible... You don't know if it's banter or an actual hate thing that's going on between the zombie and the vampire. Oh
I
my
hate
God.
every part of this.
Now, we've tried to go into the tower. It seems to be locked.
Oh,
Some
we
kind
can.
of
I can help with that.
Yeah, we can have a look at that.
Escher, who speaks under, going, no, it's protected by magic.
Yeah, we can have a look
Just
at that. Erebus.
He can help with that.
So, please say I've actually got the picture of it. Yes. So, when you go up to the door, it's made of iron with no visible handle or hinges. In the middle of the door is a large embossed symbol, a connected series of lines with 8 stick figures set around it. Carved in the lintel above the door is one word. And I changed that word, didn't I?
Speak, friend, and enter.
No.
Melons.
I'll put it in the chat.
Exithanta.
Yeah.
Anybody know what it means?
Would we
Is
know
it
what it means?
A certain
Do a
language?
If you want to do a history check.
Yes, I do.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna go
What is
to
history
Erebus and be like,
intelligence?
Erebus, I'm certain you can remember something about this, and cast guidance.
I'm also going to. I'm going to waste another second level spell and cast enhance ability on myself again. Use Fox's cunning.
Okay.
What do I get
I got
for
12.
guidance?
Okay.
Add a D4.
17.
A D4
I'm
for
just rolling a
guidance.
D4 to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Even with my advantage, I got 12.
Oh God.
12 isn't bad.
It's not.
It's a
really
1.
That's fine. That makes it a 19.
I got 17 on history.
You
Oh,
can't see
wow.
the word.
I heard someone mutter it.
We have said it out loud, in fairness.
Tiago
Oh.
reads it to him. Her, sorry.
Wow.
What's Tiago's history check?
You look
Meow.
at it.
Hey, he's intelligent now, right?
And Reapers.
Wow, motherfucker. It's not actually a name you're at all familiar with.
Even with a 19.
Not one of you recognizes it.
Wow.
Damn.
I do though, because I just rolled for Sir Godfrey. He does know the name.
Oh, well,
Is
please
he
do
going to
tell.
speak up about it?
Yeah. Well, Exantheter, one of the most powerful wizards, hired by Strahd himself, but hired in a very weird way. He helped build Castle Ravenloft with magic. And after that,
Huh.
apparently, this wizard helped him travel to the Amber Temple. Apparently, he was never heard from again. I was travelling down to the Amber Temple with Strahd. What became of him is a mystery.
Perhaps within this building, or within this tower, might be the original layouts of the castle.
Well,
Cool.
we can get
Let
back
us
to store.
in.
Well, I don't know how.
I was talking to Erebus.
Oh, let me
She'd
actually
have
show
been
you
looking at
the
Erebus.
Either Erebus or
Well-
Victor could dispel it.
Oh, Matt, is it a puzzle?
Maybe.
Right.
Do we all have to stand in these positions?
They do look like people, don't they? How many of us is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's only 8 people on there.
It may not be more than 9 people. It might just be one person performing the moves from one point to the end. So following from the start of one of the lines and finishing off at the other side, but doing some sort of, well, ritual.
Start up or start down?
Looks like a dance.
Yeah, we can both.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Oh yeah, sorry.
They look a bit.
Tell
They
me
look,
what,
they look a bit raised, so you just
Tiago,
like feel it.
Tiago, what does it look like?
You start
Sorry,
up,
Erebus, I didn't hear you there.
Oh
you
wow.
start up, Dami, and I'll start down.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll kind of following the directions of where the lines are kind of going. Do you want me to actually do it? Do you want me to?
Apparently, someone's already doing it.
It's mine, mate. I've done them in order.
There
Okay.
you go.
Can I?
The
While-
weirdest
while-
thing you guys have ever seen.
While they're
Just
doing
these
that,
two
can I
really
just?
dark people dancing.
While they're doing that, can I just look at the door and see if there's anything else I can see? Like,
Or the knocker.
wait, what? Like traps or
Um,
anything? If
Well, as you complete that, the door opens.
guys,
No fucking shit.
guys, I opened it.
Well
done.
And Dummy's
Everyone.
going to kind of eye Erebus. It was mine.
indeed it was. After you, well, you of course were the one to open it.
And I'll kick the door with my foot open
Okay. Inside, what
and
you
peer
see
in.
Inside, there's rotting wooden beams supporting the scaffolding around it, which groans and creaks with the slightest of breezes. The series of ladders and platforms lead to a hole in the northwest of the third floor. Sorry, I've just described the fucking scaffolding outside. Ignore me.
Oh, we could have actually gone round.
Ah,
Yeah.
damn it. Do you know what? Before we got onto Escher and the caravan full of stuff, I was going to go round that way, but then I got distracted.
So,
I did go around that way.
in the tower, let's veto that. The flagstone floor is strewn with debris, and a few old crates stand near the east wall. A torn curtain on the south partially obscures the tower's vestibule. There's a 5-foot square indentation in the centre of the floor containing 4 pulleys attached to a taut iron chains that stretch up to a similarly sized hole in the rotten wooden ceiling. Standing next to the chains are 4 tall clay statues. They're just kind of holding the chains on all 4 sides.
I'm
I
going
see.
to check for traps as I walk in.
Investigation.
My, this seems like some sort of pulley mechanism.
Did you see what the chains are actually attached to? Like the whole.
Yeah, on the actual floor, there's like a wooden sort of slab,
Platform.
about
It's like a
5
lift.
foot square. Yeah,
Ah, right, okay.
this is a makeshift lift.
I
I
rolled
say-
8, so I see nothing.
No,
I-
just a lot of wood and debris all over the floor.
So I will.
Can I
I'll
check?
walk in and I'll go round to the right as I go round.
Okay.
I'm going to walk in behind, but I'm also going to be checking for traps.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in as well.
And I'll make it all the way round to the back.
I'll kind of head right up to the kind of the cusp of the platform, and I'll kind of inspect these clay men and the kind of the platform lift.
Yeah, if you want to make investigation checks for people who want to have a look around.
I'd like to, but I don't feel like the tiger would fit inside.
No.
I only got a 10. I don't see shit.
That's a 16 from myself.
Okay.
14.
Nothing seems to be very like trapped. I mean, the clave system's just a holding dong, absolutely still, not moving. Any movement coming from them.
I'm going to step onto the wooden platform.
Oh, I was gonna do that.
It's big enough to fit at least 2 people on.
Okay, but if he steps on, I'll step on as well.
By the way, like, I've discovered why you can't find the wind saber, because I've just had a look at your settings and your homebrew content is off.
God damn it, I'll do it after the session.
It's fine. I've turned it on for you. It's
Okay,
fine.
thank you.
And as you do, when the 2 of you are on it, all 4 golems in unison just begin.
Can I jump and grab the edge? And is there room if I try and pull myself on?
Do an athletics check for me, Dan.
Can it please be acrobatics? I'm like somersaulting and
She could have
Doing,
used the reaction to kind of jump onto it as it went up.
I will let. Right, here's going to be the trick. If you do acrobatics, the other 2 need to make dex saving throws.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. Jesus.
Ooh.
Yep.
Don't forget, you've got a. Oh no, it's wisdom. We've got advantage
It's
on, isn't it?
wisdom,
Damn
yeah.
it. Never
Yep.
mind.
So I got a non-natural 20.
23.
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. What did you get, sorry, Fliss?
23.
23. And it was Erebus as well?
15.
Okay. So just as this elevator is going up, you just watch as this fire genasi just somersaults in the air, lands, and it kind of makes the platform kind of go a little bit wobbly. But you hold on to the chains, okay, and you don't fall off.
And I'm going to glare at
I'm
light
going-
and then look up.
Right.
I'm going to
I've managed
wild
to add the
shape
wind
into
saving
Raven
Okay. We've got a raven.
and fly up If I can.
There's 4 stories to this building. It stands at 20 feet high per floor, so 80 feet in height. So is there any...
I'll just keep like level with them, kind of just above their heads as they're going up. So I'm not
Okay.
necessarily blitzing off, but that way I don't cause any strain on the size of the platform.
I'll shout down as well. Sorry, I'll shout down to Victor
Okay.
because I can see him standing in the corner there to let Blanche know we're going up in the tower. If he wants to turn into a bat and follow us.
That my next thing would be asking Tiago, what's the weather like and how bright is it?
Oh God! Crap!
Oh, don't
And it
worry
works in
about
dim
me.
light.
Oh no!
Over there. Actually, it is pretty dim. In the tower.
In the tower.
Well, outside
But I'm not in the tower.
It's a little cloudy, but in the tower, it's looking pretty dark.
Is there any way you can get me down to the door?
Come on.
Thanks, Tiago.
And just holds up his tail so you could just hold. It's the weirdest looking guide dog you've ever seen.
And then flutter, flutter, flutter.
Okay. And turn into a wee bat. Right, so let's go to the second floor. So that's where the elevator would just rise up to the next level. And on here, this isn't dual screen map. So
This
it
floor
kind of looks
empty.
like on here it does. I've made moderations and I've not put them on the actual map. So it does look like a study. And there's just loads of books just scattered all over the floor, which lay open on random pages. In one of the corners, you do see kind of an alcove with a bust of a sort of like a middle-aged man, just kind of looking a bit proud for himself.
Stopping or moving on?
I'm going to keep going up. Oh, passive perception.
Yeah, passive perception.
Like 4.
15.
13.
11.
Bulgy.
Bat.
Yeah, 15.
Ow.
Bulgy and light. You okay, Fliss?
Just nodded really hard and like it popped like a blood vessel or something. I'm fine.
Oh,
Right.
Sorry.
I blame the bat.
As the elevator's going up, even though it's a little bit rickety on the actual elevator, you swear you can see that bust's eyes moving, looking at you.
I'm going to shoot
squawk.
it. I'm going to shoot it.
I step off because I heard my druid friend squawk.
I guess I would step
And
off
I
too.
I kind of like gesture around the room. I'm like, okay, Vesball, what?
And yeah, at that point, I'm shooting the head of the bust.
As you point your gun at the bust, he just comes like, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Please, no, don't shoot! Please, I don't mean you any harm. I'm just here reading my books on the floor. But please do not shoot me. I'm just a harmless bust."
How are you
start
reading a
turning
book
pages.
on a floor up there?
I look down, and there are the pages for me to read. You know, logic dictates and everything. Oh,
I
please
mean,
allow me to introduce myself. My name is Buster the Bust.
I've started turning pages over in each of the books.
Oh, thank you very much. I had finished reading that page not too long ago, so you've done me the greatest satisfaction, my dear lady. What is your name?
Dummy.
I've turned him into Tom Baker.
Pick it.
A pleasure to meet you, Mistress Dami. As I mentioned before, my name is Buster. Oh my god, that is exactly what he is.
Are
I'm
you
just
I
giving the
spoke
most
and Shirley.
confused look.
Oh,
real?
Oh, I'm very real. You see, my great master of long time ago, well, his name now eludes me. Begins with an E, definitely an E.
Exathanta?
Exathanta, yes. You see, this used to be his grand study, and he used to love coming here and looking out to the stars. He was such a lonely gentleman, and he made me to keep him company. Oh, I rhymed! I'm a poet and I don't know it.
You do now.
Ah, yes. Well,
The
you see,
urge to
he's been
shoot him increases.
But you see, he's been gone for some time, so I've just been here alone with my books, reading fantastic poetry.
Would you know how long?
You see, time isn't really a concept of a stone statue like myself, my dear sir. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. My name is Buster the Bust. How do you do?
How do you do, sir? My name is
How do you
Erebus.
do? Hello, Erebus. My name is Buster the Bust.
Tell us about
Should
your
I?
master of the tower.
Oh,
We're
he was a
here
very,
to
very fine gentleman.
we're here to ask him some questions, or at least get to know who he was.
I
Well, he
climb back on
hasn't
the
been here
platform, by the
for
way.
Bye-bye, dear sir. Oh, what was your name, by the way, dear sir?
None of your business. You creep me out.
Hello,
I'm
none of your
going up there.
business. My name is Buster the Bust.
I'll have jumped on if Light did.
Okay.
He's very creeped out
I
by
would
this
have
talking
remained.
stone.
Well, isn't that just racist? Um,
Yeah.
no, they remind me of an older gentleman who did pass here not so long ago. A very rude, very firm gentleman. Well, I called him gentleman just because he, my manners and whatnot. But he was very, very crude, very naughty. Started rummaging through papers, and if I didn't give him a certain bit of information, he threatened to glue all my books together. I mean, that is absolutely preposterous, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, what sort of information was this unfellow asking for?
Well, he wanted to know who this Exanthator was. I said he was my master, and that he used to work for Count Stradvan Zorovich. Do you know Stradvan Zorovich? He doesn't know me, but I know him.
Oh, of course. I mean, I think we're all more interested in Xantha, aren't we?
Oh, you would like to know more about my master? How splendid.
Indeed, I would.
Well, tell me, would you happen to know a fantastic, lovely young lady named Esmeralda Danather?
Would I know that name?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
the
She stayed the night.
Oh,
In the
it's
swamp.
the Vistani woman.
Yeah. I believe so, yes.
Oh,
Vistani
isn't
woman.
she absolutely fabulous? I love her to bits. Well, you see, when that ridiculous, naughty old man went away, she came by not too long ago, and she told me that she came here looking for him. And I believe she still hasn't found him, but she was so lovely to me. She actually gave me the name Buster, you know. I love the name Buster. It really rhymes with Buster the Bust. It really rolls off the tongue. Oh, please excuse my eccentricity. It's a little bit all over the place at the moment. But if you know Esmeralda, I'm willing to partake any kind of information that you're looking for.
Yes. We are fairly good acquaintances with Esmeralda. I mean, we even spent an evening as a group by the campfire. That
Oh,
is
splendid. I can't wait
how.
to talk to her again.
Tell me, my Buster.
Buster, yes, sir.
What do you know of the Amber Temple?
Oh, the Amber Temple. Now you see, my master left this tower to seek immortality and power. And he did go to the Amber Temple to try and find such a thing, but he never returned.
I see. Did he ever mention what sort of power or immortality he's?
It's a very long time ago. I believe he may have mentioned lichdom.
Right. I see. And he never came back.
He never came back. I think he failed.
Yes. I mean,
Yes.
believe it or not, Buster, we are actually looking to go to the Amber Temple now to
Lichdom?
pay our respects. No, to pay our respects.
Well, that sounds absolutely lovely.
Is
Please
there...
tell my old master Buster sends his regards.
I shall do. Was there any... And I kind of at this point like pull out a notepad and pencil. Any sort of entrance or any sort of way in through the Amber Temple that your
I
master may
sadly
have
don't
written
know
down?
if he would have anything, it would have been in his old bedroom in the very top floor.
I see.
Well,
Upon
hearing them talking about the Amber Temple, I would have landed probably on Erebus somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you have a lovely bat on your shoulder. Hello, Mr. Bat. My name is Buster. How do you do?
The bat's
Oh no,
name
of course
is...
you can't speak.
Is it possible for a bat to flick the bird off at someone?
Yes, the bat's fingers are actually the bits that make up its wings.
Ah, cool.
So you actually have massively long, bony fingers, and you can definitely flip somebody off.
Your bat seems to be doing something with his fingers. As I lack fingers and hands, I don't know what that means.
I believe it is waving.
Yes.
All I can do is this.
Fucking hell.
Not helping, Matt.
And make
Fucking Buff.
true jokes in Art Attack.
Yeah, I was thinking Heart Attack as well.
But yeah, I see. Well, me and my bad friend here may pay a visit
bad friend.
to his quarters at the very top to find out a bit more information about the Amber Temple. So
Well,
we
I hate
can
to be
pay
the bearer of
our
bad
respects.
news, but I did see 2 people already go up there. We'd
Yup.
have to wait until the elevator came back down.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Oh
and
shit! I didn't think of that.
I will kind of look up, and obviously because I can technically see line of sight up there, I'll just use Misty Step.
Oh, okay. It's within range.
I'd like to believe we got there before, like during this conversation. You know.
Yeah. But I will.
Is there anything interesting
Nothing
on
of
this
interest.
floor?
So,
Absolutely.
so as you
nothing.
get to on the
Shut up!
third
You're talking to
floor,
a head.
what you see are, before the mist sealed Barovia away, it almost looks like some kind of astronomy tower, makeshift, with a large telescope pointing out of the window. There's like a map chart. It's now decayed with age, just painted on the ceiling.
Keep going or stay?
Quick glance. Is anything that looks interesting apart from the big telescope?
Make a perception check.
That'll be I think a 14.
Can I do that too?
Or 15,
Yeah.
actually.
9.
9.
So in here, it's just the grand telescope, map of the constellations, even though constellations, being a sailor, the stars just look wrong. These don't look like normal map charts that you've ever seen as a sailor,
Nah, keep
making it
going up.
the indication that you are not in your world.
Keep going up.
Okay.
So we
Fair
don't
enough.
get off. We just stay on and just
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
round as we go up.
When I misty step to this floor, I will have a look through the telescope.
Okay.
The room we wanted.
Make a perception check with advantage then, Erebus.
Oh.
I've also got to figure out which. So it's pointing south.
A perception check with advantage. Yeah, that's a +1. So that makes it a 18.
18. So the telescope, when you go to try it, is actually locked in place. Whether it be because of a fault, with age, you're not sure. But when you look inside, the magnification on this telescope really is something to behold. Pointing all the way down to the south where the mountains are completely covered in snow. And just as a little glint hidden amongst the mountains, you swear you can see a flash of amber.
Interesting.
When you were
I
going there
will-
anyway.
I'll make a note of its location.
Okay.
Kind of bearing myself with the rest of the mountains, kind of its geographical location.
But as you also look a little more, looking to the south, as you look more to the right hand side, so this would be west, southwest to you, there does look like to be a bridge as well, and a lone stone tower in the snow as well, and what looks like a portcullis near that tower.
Interesting. Is that the portcullis and a tower kind of blocking the bridge to the glint?
The glint is a far off distance away from it. You kind of estimate maybe a couple of miles apart from them.
I reckon I would probably need to cross that bridge in order to get to that mountain range.
Yeah, so you'd need to get past the portcullis and tower, over the bridge, and then a few miles down the road you will get to that.
Got you.
But you do see this is a far off distance, so from where you are to get to there, you're probably going to estimate it's going to take you more than a day to get there.
That's a lot of reading.
And in that case, then, just because I'm just impatient and I don't want to wait for the thing to come back down, I'll do another misty step to the top.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
In the meantime.
At
Well,
the same time, I would have been scratching, stroke tapping on Erebus. You know, because obviously, I'd quite like to know.
Bolgi, what is it that you're doing?
I'm gonna be looking at the star charts, I think. And just looking at them. I don't know if they're going to be correct for me or what, but
Do an intelligence check.
flat out intelligence, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a 9.
9. Definitely doesn't make sense to you.
Interesting.
So
He squawks in Raven.
Of course.
I like the idea that he landed on the star charts and was like,
So, as you reach the top floor, what you see there is kind of like a makeshift bedroom with a single bed on one side. There's like a suit of armor in one corner of the room. It's a round room. There's a desk with a mountain of papers on it. But the most interesting thing about this is that the room has strings all skewered across the place, and on each part of the string is different colours with a drawing of a picture of a person on something. But all these strings almost connect right into the middle where there's a picture of Strahd.
Somebody was obsessed. And I'll head to the
Little
desk
bit.
and start rummaging and
I was
seeing
going to
what
do
I can find.
exactly the same thing. If you go to the desk, I'll look at the pictures, see if I recognise anybody.
Um,
Are there any
yeah,
other
if you like.
storage boxes or anything like that?
There are
Whilst,
like few of them skewered around the place.
whilst
I
they're
will go
looking,
and
do you want me
land.
to?
We'd have had a
Yeah.
minute on our own up there.
Yeah, I'd say why they're looking.
Okay, so yeah, make investigation checks.
I won't do anything just yet because
I don't recognise anybody. I got a 6.
24.
24.
Keeping
So
that pace.
you do see another spell scroll on here, and this has greater restoration on it.
Oh, yes.
that's a keeper.
Blanche's eyes!
That still won't bring that back.
Really?
You
Yeah,
kind of see also a list of different names on here. Strahd van Zorovich, Rahedin, Ludmila,
Hang on.
Anastasia,
I got to Rahedin.
Ludmila,
Mm-hmm.
Anastasia.
Anastasia, who we fought.
That name, yeah, that name rings a bell. It's the one that killed Light.
She's gonna like
Ooh.
tense.
Valenta,
Mm-hmm.
Escher, Lady Watcher, and the Abbot.
Clarification: is this one of the abbots that we've met?
You don't know.
Okay. Is the list on a separate piece of paper?
Yeah, but you also kind of see around the room on those like pictures of people with the certain names written on them. And when you do find the abbots, you kind of see it leading on the name of Kresk as well. And when you actually see the picture, it doesn't look like any of the other bishops or abbots that you've come across before. It's a brand new face.
Cool. I will pocket the list and keep rummaging.
And you do also see the picture of Anastasia and can't help but sneer a little.
I'm just going to singe the bottom of it.
Could I have a look at the
Do I
armor?
find anything else on the desk?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you do see like a picture of Castle Ravenloft drawings, like rough drawings in the distance. Anybody else want to do anything?
Could I have a look at that armor?
You can make an investigation check.
Ooh. 17 plus 2, 19.
19. So you kind of look at it and get the feeling that it's more decorative armor than actual for functional purposes. But then you kind of get a a little glint at something just behind it, almost like a loose brick. And when you sort of move it to one side, inside you do see a sextant and an old brass telescope, more handheld this time, with the name Exanthratar written on them.
Interesting. I take both of them.
Okay.
I'll spin the chair round and I'll sit on it and throw my legs over one of the arms and I'll go, so, list of people working with Strahd. We already know about Lady Watcher. He's dead. And I'll literally like scratch her name out on the list.
Okay.
We know Escher's working for us now. And I'll put a little asterisk next to him. I'm assuming I could have found some writing utensil on the desk.
Oh yeah, there's like a quill and ink on there.
I'm guessing Valenta is a wife.
Yeah, you can
Anastasia was a bride and needs to be dead. Do we know how many brides he has?
At this point,
There was
the elevator does. At this point, a little hole, kind of like Doctor Strange's teleportation circle, comes in, and you watch as Sir Godfrey and oh my God, Victor walks through. Beats the elevator any day. What do you say, Sir Godfrey? Ah, very much so. I just realised they've pretty much got the same voice. Shit. This is
Hey kid and dead guy, do you recognise the name Ludmilla?
Definitely rings a bell. That one of Strahd's brides, by the sound of it. Rather a very intelligent lady, like on deadly purposes.
Magical?
Apparently she's got a bit of a fond sort of inquisition about werewolves. I hear she likes to experiment on them.
Speaking of which, Sir Godfrey, you're mentioning that there was, in the north, noises of potential werewolves.
Aye, yes.
I mean, I'll kind of look out the window, and how clear is it?
Make a perception check.
Also, Blanche, didn't you want to like look at a box?
Yes.
It's an open box. Inside are just clothes of all different kinds, almost like costumes, if anything.
And now there's a bat going.
What was it?
So, I'm assuming there are no other impressive-looking boxes around.
Not particularly, no. These look like more for travel.
Say
Anyway.
15 to check the weather.
15. Very cloudy, very misty. It's a little bit hazy on the side, on the horizon. Just a load of tree. You get the lake, and then trees, and then visibility is just nada.
I wouldn't be able to see anything from here with the weather like this at the moment. But, didn't one of us potentially need to see head of the
And I'll
stuff?
flick out the beast card. Yeah, that's me. I need to speak to werewolves, apparently.
Well, at least some are close by, then, I suppose.
You know where they are?
I mean, Sir Godfrey's mentioned the location. If we do get good weather in the morning, we can try either moving the telescope downstairs or see if we can have a good vantage from here.
Thanks.
As you begin to talk, the elevator then just begins to move by its own, going down.
I kind of do a head count of everyone who's here. That's not any of you, is it?
Well, Reaper's still down there with Escher and Tiago.
I expect it resets after a while.
I'll peer down.
Make a perception check.
And I will ask the boys if they know anything else about Valenta.
That a natural 20.
It is. I can't
That's a
look out a
dance
window,
now.
but I can look down a hole.
As you look down,
Classic
expecting maybe
Erebus.
to see a flash of silver skin, it's not. It's the look of
Strut.
red. No, it's the look of raven black hair of a woman wearing orange and red clothing.
Oh, is this our companion? What's the face?
No.
Esmeralda.
Nah. It's not Reaper, nor is it someone I think we know. It is we've got a stranger coming, folks.
I'll ready my pistol.
I will hide because that's a thing that rogues do.
I will also
I'll
do
hide.
that.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll turn
hide?
back into a
Behind
dwarf.
the big. Is that big enough
Okay.
to hide behind, Matt? That thing that I put myself behind? If not, I'll hide behind the armor.
I'm hiding behind
It's pretty
the
much
bed.
a desk, so you can hide under the desk.
I'm hiding
Oh no, I
behind.
want to hide behind either behind the Arga thing or behind the armor. Like where I
Okay.
am. Can you see where I am?
Yeah, I see where you are.
Chicken noises. Chicken noises.
I'm gonna
I've-
cast.
Hey, you don't know. You didn't see a thing.
Erebus is he can't hide. He's just gonna stand there and wait to get stabbed, I suppose.
Blanche has turned
Wow.
back into a dwarf and is stood up next to where the elevator will land, holding
Kind of
a hammer.
Reaper kind of no, not Reaper. I use my staff to kind of take a step back. The edge is awfully close to where you are.
I'll be all right. Cheers. Look, and I move back an inch.
It is. A,
No,
I
it
know,
is
I've just
Esmeralda.
flown up.
Dark hair, yellow and red clothes. Is it DM? Did you say it wasn't?
Wasn't what?
Esmeralda.
It sounds familiar to who it
Because
was.
Erebus would have seen her and he knows what she looks like. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah. I know we said no, but I'm looking at her now and dark hair, red and gold. That's her.
Oh my god, Blanche.
What?
So you get real close and just stare into my eyes.
so it is.
Oh.
And only your eyes. Don't ask how I managed it.
Eventually, you begin to hear the elevator begin to ascend again. Even at where you guys are, a little lower down, you just hear, "Ah, hello, Lady Esmeralda. I hope you're fine." But the elevator doesn't stop. You just hear, "Ah, hello, Bustle. Good to see you, and good to see you too."
I'm not hiding
I'm gonna
anymore. I
call
heard
again.
Esmeralda. I'm out.
Yeah. Can't we just
Tell me I can
shut
smash that
bust
bust.
up?
And
Well,
I'll say,
eventually-
so, boys, Valenta, what do we know?
Victor kind of speaks up and goes, "She was the one who gave me this," and he sort of brushes aside his hair and his beard, and you can see like 2 scars of piercing on his neck.
I'll take a step towards him out of concern and then remember that I hate everyone and stop.
Believe me, I was young and foolish at the time. The first time I tried to enter Castle Ravenloft. Believe me, she is a very, very, probably what I would call the most beautiful of the women. I'd imagine.
Oh, you Victor.
Well,
Classic.
she just at first I thought it was Stella, all mature and grown up. But she didn't just give me these. And he sort of opens up his robes to his bare chest, and you see these immense scars all across. She's a bit of a sadomasochistic.
Didn't
Really
realise.
gets
Don't
off on
kink
telling.
shame.
I didn't realise you were into that, Victor.
I'm not. She is. Her. Let's just put it this way, and moves his robe even more to his side, and you actually see that one of his nipples is missing.
Jesus.
How I managed to get away from her, I still wonder.
You know, that diagram was only for, living women.
I know that now. And he's looking at the pictures and he goes, there she is. I'll never forget that face. I'll just show her. If I
So
can
I've
remember.
got Ludmilla, smart and experiments on werewolves. Asteria, strong and known as the warrior. Valenta, S&M and likes to leave scars.
Also put, obviously he made a point that he thought originally it looked like someone else, so potentially illusion.
Knew there was a
Okay.
reason we had a creepy sorcerer.
Is there anything else
That's
about her
true.
we need to know? Is she like one of them smart, one of them strong? What is she?
Well,
Apart from slutty.
they kind of, just don't be fooled by her charm and good looks. Especially
Yeah,
you boys.
there's a key word
But
right
then again,
there, ladies and
But then
gentlemen.
again, I've seen her do it with a female adventurer who, well, let's say that lady is now a banshee.
Don't put me in a box. You don't know my life.
Did I take it was the screaming that turned her into a banshee?
Well, I'm not too familiar with how you become a banshee, but I know it's something to do with women going through immense trauma.
I take it that's the one you came into contact with last time you were in
Very
there.
near. Yes, and when I did manage to escape, I nearly ran into that woman, and I tried to, I thought she was still alive, and tried to escape with her. And then she began to scream this death-defying scream of I've never heard in my life.
Is it? I'm just trying to think about banshees because they are awful.
Yeah.
Can I just check? Is Rahadin, is that the one that Reaper hates?
Yeah.
Cool, so we know him.
Yeah, is that the one that made her like pretty much go a little bit mental?
That's the
yeah.
butler.
Yeah, the butler who is just the fucking worst.
What a dick. I want to say, like, when he next comes, we're just like, no one likes you, Red.
You're
If
the
I only read a
worst.
bard, I would just use vicious mockery. Like, no one likes you.
Yes.
Why are you even cutting words? Why are you even here? Nobody wanted you around. You weren't invited.
Just have a strong head if you ever come across that Rahadin as well. He has killed, tortured, maimed so many people in his life that those that he has killed haunt him. And so badly that you can even hear their screams.
I think one of our party members experienced that firsthand.
I was there. I remember him. When he turned up at the mansion, I was there. I do remember it.
You said the abbot at Kresk was a vampire, yeah?
Well, I don't know if he is an actual vampire, but they say the people of Kresk, they say he's lived a long time. And he just appeared out of nowhere and took control of the abbey, should I say.
Shit. Glad we didn't ditch the twins there. I mean, what's his
However-
name and what's her face?
However, there's only ever been reportings of dead bodies going missing there. Never alive people go missing in Kresk.
Nothing wrong with necromancy.
You didn't hear anything there, boy.
She said it out loud.
At this point, yeah, Esmeralda would have finally arrived, going, "Oh, hello all, little company. So this was the undead soldier that you mentioned before. You know, for undead people, I get the feeling he would have been very handsome alive. Esmeralda, I take it. Sir Godfrey, at your service. And who's the old gentleman? Victor Valakovich. I'm not too grand with meetings of strangers. Well, I'm sure you're very lovely, aren't you?" And you kind of see him almost blush a little.
Aww.
How old is
Oh.
Esmeralda? How does she look?
Old enough.
Mid-20s?
She's
Mid-20s?
too old for young Victor.
It's
Too
too
old
young
for
for you,
young
kid.
I miss the days when they used to be too old for me, but
I mean, there are still some around that will be.
Never give up hope, young Victor.
oh well. So, is this it? Is this who we're... What, a party? Storming Strahd's castle?
Well, we do still need to
Mm,
go to Valaki. When we're ready, of course. And let the barman...
I mean, we need to go see the werewolves. We need to go to the Amber Tower. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Fuzzball, and I'll hand him the Greater Restoration Scroll. Do
he's
we
still
think this would help Blanche?
God.
Oh yeah,
If
I'll
my
hold it.
knowledge
I'll
on-
unscroll it and hold it at him.
If
2 chords for yes.
is that a greater is that a greater scroll of restoration?
Yeah.
Let me just check that.
I believe my understanding is that it still just cures curses and a disability.
I don't
If you
think
want
it
to do
recovers
an
anything.
Arcana check, do an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, it's another natural 20 of it.
Jesus Christ.
And
So-
right.
With Greater Restoration, it gets rid of 1 level of exhaustion.
Mhm.
It can end the effect of being charmed or petrified. It removes a curse, including any targets attuned to a magical item that's cursed. Any reductions that's done to a target's ability scores is reset. And any effects reducing a target's hit points are reset. So sadly, it won't cure
Yeah, it's
cure
still
blindness.
just. However,
It can pretty much cure madness, though.
yes, I mean, I suppose with some of the effects that Strahd and his companions may impose upon us, that is a very good scroll to have in our arsenal.
Nice. And I'll roll it up
do-
and hand it to Light.
Thank you.
I can tell you a bit more about it later, Light, if you wish to.
Sure.
I just think we should spread these around in case somebody, isn't standing.
That's quite alright.
That is a fair call. I was a little bit confused to
Me.
why you gave it to me.
It's healing. That's what you do.
Also true. Still getting used to that.
This is a very, very special kind of healing.
At that point, you begin to notice, without warning, how dark it's got outside. And from a
It
distance,
does.
you hear...
At this point, I go to the window and I pull out the telescope.
In the dark.
Well, it's got dark vision.
Can I just
Um,
take a quick glance at the threads around the room and see if there are any connections that we wouldn't automatically think of? Like, obviously, I've worked out who everybody is in terms of just separately who they are, but are there any links or connections I wouldn't expect?
Ooh, make an intelligence check.
Don't fuck
You just see
Eagle.
like on one of the pictures is like Erebus going. Hey.
That's what I'm looking for. It's a 6. Oh no, hang on, that's insight. No, that's insight. You said intelligence. Where's my intelligence? There.
7.
So it's 8.
8. Pictures upon pictures. There's a fresh picture that you come across that seems to be connected to Strahd and Rahadim, of a young woman, by the looks of it, named Gertruda.
Do I recognise that name? I feel like I recognise.
It would be something that you might remember.
Is this the girl who went missing from her mother's house?
Yeah.
Mad Mary's
Yeah,
house.
Mad
See?
Mary.
More than just a hat rack.
But yeah.
I will take that picture and I will put it in my bag.
Let me just bring up what she looks like then.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to bow out
God.
around now.
That's okay. I was actually going to leave it at the wolf howling
Okay.
for the night, to leave it on a cliffhanger. Werewolves are a-coming.
And so am I.
So,
Hey.
Well.
by the way,
We try to like
Dude.
you. We really do.
by the way, Mike, I've managed to sort out that wind saber thing, so it should be in your inventory if you just refresh
Yeah,
the page.
I put it in there. So you may have actually
Cool.
given me a second one now.
Fine.
Dual wielding.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in on our little game. I'm sure there's plenty of more traumatization as of next week.
And fighting werewolves.
A fair few tears did flow tonight in role-playing aspects, myself included. I did have a little bit of a tear at one point, but that's all in the art of role-playing. So
I did.
bid thee good night.
I did get close when Victor started crying. Like,
Role-playing man.
right.
Oh, it's like being back on stage. I've missed it.
Good night,
Right, ladies and
everybody.
gentlemen. Have a
Good night, everyone.
No more nightmares.
Bye.